I didn't just feel invisible. I knew that I was invisible. This is when no one looks at you. No one even notices when you walk into the room. You're present, but no one actually feels that you're there. That feeling when you know that people haven't even registered that you're there. If you're a skinny fat engineer and all of that resonated with you, then this is the perfect video. I lived this life for years, but most of the common advice does not talk about this at all. So, what does being invisible actually look like in the real world? So, it's not people hating on you, it's nothing negative like that. It's actually worse, I would argue. It's indifference, where people don't even notice you're there. People have no emotional reaction whatsoever because they haven't registered your presence. When people look back on events in the past, they're not going to even remember that you were there. You're just going to be that random NPC in the background that they didn't even register. You're going to be ignored, unremembered, all these things. No one will know that you were there. This can show up in all sorts of settings. Like it could happen at work or in the classroom, when you're dating, when people just walk right past you because they are focused on someone else, not you. There's nothing wrong enough with you that people are going to notice and stare. You're not this grotesque abomination, but there's nothing right enough either that people are going to look at you positively. So people are looking at you neither negatively or positively. They've just got this indifference where they don't actually detect your presence. Nothing about you stands out enough for people to even see you. That is what being invisible truly looks like. And I lived like that for so many years. Now we can make the comparison between being invisible and being skinny fat. So skinny fat is what I used to be. It lies in between lean and obese. It's right in the middle, where you don't have enough muscle mass to be considered like a big guy who's strong, but you're also not lean. There's no definition. You don't have a six pack, lean face, anything like that. And people aren't going to look at you and think you're fat either. You're just in between both of those extremes. You don't look strong or capable. You don't look that attractive in your body, but you don't stand out. You don't look obese either. Nothing like that. You're just slap bang in the middle of indifference. At least when you're overweight, people are going to see you. People are going to react. But when you're skinny fat, you get none of that. People just don't even realize you're there. A lot of you intelligent guys are still being completely ignored in social settings. A lot of engineers expect that their cold logic will translate perfectly into social respect, social success. Social success is not about logic, though. It's all about the emotion that you can generate and show off to the world. It's not something that you can just calculate. You need to have strong presence, frame, body language, all of these things. You can't expect just your logic and intelligence to project itself physically. There's so many of these guys that have sharp minds, they're super intelligent, and they make lots of money. But physically, they're invisible. They don't project any sort of influence on the world using their body. So people just walk right past them and don't even notice they exist. Presence is the signal that you give off to the world. Maybe it's the way you walk or the way you talk, the intonation of your voice. All these things are going to massively impact the first impression of you when you're in a social setting. And these happen to all be traits that skinny fat guys often project. People are going to read all these signals well before they actually speak to you. And these signals are going to indicate that you're not a guy that is worth talking to. You're not worth my time, so I'm just going to walk right past to the next person. Your frame precisely indicates how visible you are going to be in that room, how noticed you will be by others. This invisibility, this lack of frame and confidence absolutely destroys dating. This invisibility, this lack of frame and confidence absolutely destroys dating. If you're invisible, then you're going to have no exposure to social situations. So you've got no practice, meaning that you've got zero confidence. And then this turns into hesitation. When you do finally get into these social encounters, you're not going to know what to say because you don't have the experience, the practice to back it up. And then obviously, this hesitation in dating will 99.9% of the time lead to a rejection every time. All this advice, like just be confident, bro, really does not work. Confidence does not appear in a vacuum. You can't just generate it out of nowhere. Confidence directly correlates to competence. If you know you're competent in something, you're good at something, then obviously you're going to be confident when you do it. If you're one of the best players in the world at your sport, then obviously you're going to have confidence because you know you can beat literally every other person in the world. Like, this thing doesn't just appear out of nowhere. You need to build up the skill and then you're going to get there. But once you get in shape, once you get rid of the skinny fat factor, then you're going to be able to get that practice. People are actually going to approach you. People are going to notice you exist. And it makes this whole thing so much easier. People did not know I existed back in the day. I remember a few years ago, I had a project in school, a group project. There was 5 of us sitting trying to do this maths project. And I remember trying to ask the group a question, but no one even stopped talking. No one knew that I was presenting some information. No one even knew that I was talking. Like my voice, my frame, my presence, they were all so tiny, so small. And this weakness was exuded out of me. So subconsciously, people didn't even stop to listen because it was me. And that's the moment that I went home and I realized that something fundamentally needed to change about everything in my life. And that's when I embarked on this journey to increase my presence, my frame, my social quota. And here we are. Now I help other guys do the exact same transformation. Because of this invisibility, I would always retreat into the digital world. I would spend 12 hours playing Counter-Strike and Minecraft every day. See, it's not addiction or laziness. It's because I knew that I was good at these things. I was confident in playing Counter-Strike. I knew that I was very good at the game. It's competence. And I knew that I wasn't good in social situations. So I avoided it like the plague. I wasn't confident doing it because I was not competent. It's so simple. Engineers all the time will escape to the world of gaming or coding. When the real world gives you no positive feedback, then of course you're going to retreat to these systems that do give you that positive feedback. It's so simple. If the real world is rejecting you, then of course you're going to hop into the gaming world or the coding realm and make that progress. I mean, I realized that I could not live like this for my whole life. I knew that if I continued on this path of being invisible and socially inept, then I would go on this path of resentment and hatred later on in my life. My life would have been small, overly predictable, which we don't want. We want a fun, exciting life that's colourful, filled with great people. But I knew that if I continued on that journey, then life just would not be like that. Life would be horrendous. It'd be bitter, miserable, grey. And this isn't just something that would happen overnight. This would be a slow decay into a shell of your former self. That is if you remain skinny fat and invisible forever. But remember, it's not permanent. You don't have to stay like that. Being invisible is not a personality flaw. It is a physical and identity mismatch. I've already got a video up on the channel going exactly how to break this down. I've already got a video on the channel going over exactly how to do this, how to make this transition. And I'm going to continue talking about this in the future videos. If you're a skinny fat engineer and this hits way too close to home, then I invite you to my Instagram. My handle will be in the description below. It's where I help guys one-on-one fix all of these issues. I talk about this and more on the Instagram every day. DM me, engineer, if you want me to personally help you fix all of this. Thank you very much for watching.